We hospitalized a woman during a family go-kart race. A couple years back for my birthday, our parents took us to a go-kart and axe throwing place. It's made a big family gathering out of it. Me and my sister had significant others at the time, so they come with us. My brother brings a couple friends, and we're ready to go. Me and my family, we are one of those families that are just very competitive. Like, everything is balls to the wall, 110%. You're going to do whatever it takes to win, whether it's a game of cards. It wouldn't matter if we were playing Quidditch. We're going to go balls to the wall hard as we can. That's just the gear that gets switched. We all have that competitive edge. We probably get it from our parents, but like, you're not messing around with us when it comes to any sporting or competitive event. So right before our slot in the race, the employees come up to us and say, hey, you guys have this much time reserved. Your group takes up every spot but two. Do you care if we put this couple in with you? And we were like, yeah, sure, fine. The couple that jumped in with us, they just didn't know what they were getting themselves into. And the woman in the group was one of those girls she's already in a knee brace. She had almost hurt herself a couple times axe throwing. Like, just one of those people who is probably not that coordinated, probably doesn't really have that competitive edge to them. And she's kind of just getting thrown to the wolves because, like, me and my family and even my brother's friends and our significant others at the time, like, they know, like, you're jumping in and we're redlining these bitches. Like, we're drifting in and out of turns. This is going to be one of the most competitive go-kart races you've ever experienced in your life. So we're not even 2 or 3 laps into our first race. So this couple is with us. And I'll say, the dude, he knew what he was getting into. He jumped in and was racing against us. We are in a tight race. And it's my brother and my little brother and my mom are in the lead, okay? And we're flying in and out of these turns. It was like one of those kind of S-shaped figure 8 tracks indoors. So we're flying, and they have all those plastic barriers put up. You see the chick with the knee brace who's in there with us is going like 5 miles an hour. Again, we're drifting in and out of turns, tapping each other, redlining. Like, this is Fast and Furious NASCAR level shit for us because, again, nobody wants to lose. This chick's going 5 miles an hour, top, maybe 10 max. She's kind of staying towards the inside. So she was kind of affecting us from a race standpoint. Right at the finish line, we come flying in for our next lap, and it's my mom about 5 feet in front of my dad, and then it's me. It was like my sister and the rest of the group right behind me. So it is tight, okay? Again, very competitive race going on. My mom comes flying around the corner, and she wants to stay close to the wall because she's hugging the inside lane. She's hugging the inside on all these turns. The chick who is clueless to the situation going on, again, she looked terrified already. She is trying to veer back to the inside from an outside wall, but again, she's going like 5 miles an hour. So my mom comes booking around and tries to squeeze the gap between the chick and the inside wall. Full speed around the corner, shoots the gap, and when she does, she just barely gets through and clips the chick's tire, so the chick loses control, bounces into the wall, and gets turned sideways. Well, here we come. My dad is coming right behind my mom because my dad was closing on my mom on that whole lap. So when my dad comes around the corner, he has nowhere to go because the chick is totally sideways, and my dad was already coming back full speed to get inside leverage right behind my mom. So my dad literally hits this chick full speed, boom, on the side. And I'm watching this whole thing take place because I'm right behind my dad, and I'm like, holy shit, he hit this chick so hard that there was a cloud of smoke. She got knocked into the safety barriers, but she hit the barriers so hard on impact from my dad that her cart got knocked under the plastic barriers that outline the racetrack. So there's a barrier in her face. My dad loses control after he hits her. You see him get slammed into the wall. He's holding his ribs. I drive through a cloud of smoke, and I'm like, holy shit, this was like a real race car crash. And I couldn't see shit. I thought I'm going to hit something. I somehow came out unscathed. We keep driving for another like 5 seconds, and all of a sudden, all these red flashing lights come on. All of our go-karts stop. And we're like, what's going on? What is happening? Because this is the first race of our group. So we are like, what? what is going on? Who's the winner? Just to give you an idea of how much we weren't paying attention, we are all trying to figure out why our carts are stopping. Again, there's flashing red lights. People are running out onto the track. That's when I finally stop and look. And I was laughing as hard as I just was laughing when I told that. That's how hard I was laughing at what I just witnessed. Because my dad came flying around that corner and he drilled this chick. My dad came in there like a missile with one target. Smack. And when I regather my composure, I look back to the scene of the accident because we had come around the turn. There is a safety crew sprinting over. This chick's go-kart is smoking. My dad pulls my dad. They push my dad's cart out. He pulls forward. He's down, hunched over, holding his ribs. I'm laughing hysterically at that. And then I look up and see two other employees screaming and chasing my brother. I finally look back and regain my composure. I don't want everyone to see us laughing at we don't want to be a dick because this chick's clearly injured. She's pretty severely injured. There's a whole safety crew over there checking on her. She couldn't move her neck. They pick her up out of the cart. While that is happening, my brother, who is freaking out because he's in first place at the time and doesn't want to lose position. They had a safety feature that turned off all of our carts. I guess they have a safety feature at these go-kart places when there's accidents like that. They can turn all the carts off. So that's what happened. All of our carts just went dead and we didn't know what's going on. My brother, while all that's going on, we turn around. He has flicked his safety switch off and he starts his motor, gets his go-kart running again. It takes off. So these employees come running over, jump in front of him, and stop his cart. And he's screaming at the employees, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, I'm trying to win. Then they turn his cart off. They explain that there's been a serious injury on the track. So we look back and we're watching. This chick could not even get out of the cart by herself. They had to help her out. They wouldn't let her move her neck. They take her over. I don't know if an ambulance came or not, but she ended up getting escorted out of the building and left for the rest of the night after that. And the funniest part about it, okay? I'm not saying that my dad didn't take a little bit of a hit, but my dad hit her head on. She took 90% of the hit in this car accident, right? If it was an accident, he was at fault. He drilled her. He comes off and says to us after the race, because they, resume it and let us finish or whatever, after they literally had to fix the track from us. My dad comes over at the end of the race and he's wincing in pain, holding his side. He's like, guys, I think I broke my ribs. So he didn't race the rest of the night. After we had our other races and stuff, the next day my dad literally had my mom take him to the urgent care to see if he broke his ribs, which he didn't. I think he had maybe a slight bruising of an area near his rib cage. It was the funniest family outing we had in forever. And I cannot describe to you. I don't think I will ever forget watching. It is a vivid memory. That is a core memory for me in my 20s, watching my dad come around the corner full speed and freaking drill this woman. Just absolutely drill her because he had nowhere to go. He really had nowhere to go. And to this day, I actually just got off the phone with my mom because I was going to see if they had time to come over and do this podcast with me. My mom still denies to this day. I actually can't wait to have them on. I hope I have them on for their perspective of this. My mom to this day denies that she had anything to do with the accident. And we're like, Mom, you're the reason that she got knocked out of control. And all she ever does is laugh and go, oh, it was one of those knee brace chicks. She didn't know what she was doing anyway. I had nothing to do with that. Dad ran right into her. We're like, because you knocked her sideways. And I'm telling you, I literally could not see for a good 2 seconds when I was going full speed. I came around the corner, watched the accident take place, cloud of smoke, and I'm like, holy shit, this is really what this is really what race car drivers experience. I can't see shit. Came out of the cloud of smoke, and again, there was just so many funny things about it. My brother flipping the safety switch off and starting his own go-kart. Me and my sister sitting there laughing hysterical. My dad, again, who absolutely just drilled this girl. He's the one complaining about an injury while the girl gets literally escorted out. They wouldn't let her move her neck or anything. I'm pretty sure they took her to the hospital because they were worried about a concussion or a variety of injuries. But I'm telling you, That was the funniest shit I've ever experienced with my family. And we have a ton of stories, but that one in particular, just the whole circumstance and the personalities and just the way it all came together in one go-kart crash. It was the funniest thing I've ever experienced. So that's today's story. I think I hope I have some pictures or videos to insert of that because it was just the funniest shit I've ever experienced in my life. And yeah, that's the episode. Shout out my family as always. Hope everyone's well, and we'll be back with more soon. Talks to Tom.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street getting paid, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by